Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Carnegie Studios. My name's Chris, and today we're going to be talking about 5 ways to improve and master your chord progressions. Let's get right into it. So, first things first, what's the chord progression going to be? I'm going to use the chord progression that I used last week for making my lo-fi beat, if you want to check that video out. Such a fun video. So, F major, E minor, D minor. Simple chord progression. And we're going to add things to it and layer it so that it sounds really good. So the first thing to do is know your chord progression. I can't tell you how many times I've played something and I forgot what I played and I'm trying to figure it out because I didn't record it. I've been so frustrated with myself. So got to know what you played. Even if it's a little idea or a tidbit, record it so that you can be able to go back to it in the past, even if it's during rehearsal, for a live, or just so that you can record it. So I know F major, E minor, and then D minor, right? So simple. 3 chords, chord progression, 4/4 beat. We'll do this. Simple, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is, okay, I know what the chord is. I know what the chord progression is. Why don't I add inversions to it? So F major, for like the intro, I can do first inversion. Something like that, right? So first inversion for the F major, first inversion for the E minor, and then for the D minor as well, right? So just something different. Play around with your inversions and see what you can come up with so that you have a slightly different sound, but the same progression. So along with chord inversions, you can add 7th chords, which is the third thing. So the third thing is adding 7th chords. 7th chords changes the game. So I go from little intro, right? Right, some nice vibes, and then I can do. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I've added 7 chords, and now that adds more depth, more dynamics, and a little more of a jazzier vibe, or, soulful vibe. I like that. So 7th chords. F major 7, E minor 7, D minor 7. And I can mix and match, right? So far, I have inversions and 7th chords that I can mix and match. So whatever. I can mix and match and play it. So that's 3. Number 4 is your voicings. How am I playing the chord progression for dynamic and feels and vibes? So I can mix and match the 7th chord, right? I can also add 9th. So playing an extended chord. So that's D minor, and then D minor 9. Yeah, D minor 9 right there. So now I have the 7th and the 9th. Let's do it to the major. So F major, I can do F major 9. That's not it. Right there. F major 9. So I have F major 7. Look at this. Regular chords, major 7, and then the 9ths. So I have different things that I can add and layer and mix and match to get the feel and the vibe that I want. I can also do sus chords, right? Play sus chords and voicings in my left hand and the right hand. So in my left hand, for this, I can do, for the first chord, I can either play 1, 5, and 1, or the 1 and the 5. Right? And then so don't like that. That's F major 9. It's nice, but I like it like this. Okay, so I can voice it like that. Okay, I can also space out the voicing. I'm just playing that A up top. I'm playing the A here. I'm playing that almost like the melody, right? I can also play a sus chord. So I can do F sus 2. Just to add a little bit of a dynamic feel to it, right? Beginning or the end. So when I'm starting it. So that F sus 2 helps a lot. So we have so far, know your chord, play an inversion, play an extended chord, play a different voicing, and then now, finally, we have passing chords. So literally for this, the passing chord would be coming up. So 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. This bar right here, I can play a passing chord. 1, 2, 3, right here. So there's 2 passing chords I identified that I can play in this chord progression. So I have, on this last one, I can play the D minor 9 before I play the F major again. Or I can walk back up. So, and then. So that's one. So that's the second one. So 2 passing chords. We're going to play the D minor 9. Second one. So I just added passing chords to it. D minor 9 and then back to that E major or E minor coming back up before I hit the F. And there you have it. So that's 5 ways. Let's put it all together. All right. So we'll do triads. An inversion. Major 7. Major 9. Arrange it sus 2. And passing chords. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. We can keep going. We can keep going with it. Mix and match. Add whatever you want. But when you unlock those seemingly simple additives like the sevenths or the sus2 or the inversions, you can unlock endless variations and endless different types of ways to play your chords. And that's the steps to mastery. I haven't mastered them all, but these are things that have helped me that are golden for when I want to switch things up or whatever. I didn't even add arpeggiating. right? Arpeggiating it is another thing too. I sort of kind of did it, right? I sort of kind of arpeggiated, but that's another thing you can add too. Arpeggiating is another thing, and I didn't even cover that. And that's such a simple one, I could have done it. So 6 things, right? Technically. You have such endless opportunities with your chords. Don't think that just because you are playing a simple chord progression that it has to be boring. With just these seemingly 5 simple things, you can add so much dynamic layers and depth to it, and it can take it to a whole other level. Take these, apply this to your chord progressions, and see what comes of it. Please like and subscribe. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.